Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to talk about how to get Ielts. First, we should know what is Ielts. Ielts is a test designed to assess people's ability to communicate in English. It's necessary in English-speaking countries to work or to study. Well, the partners of the Ielts are British Council, IDP, and the University of Cambridge. Ielts is taken in two modules. It's academic and general training. There are several differences between them. Ielts test results. The result of the Ielts is valid for 2 years, and a band score is awarded per subtest. I mean listening, writing, reading, and speaking. And band score ranges from 1 to 9. There is no passing or failing mark in Ielts exam. There are band scores from 1 to 9, and one band score is non-user. It means that the user doesn't have any ability to use the language, I mean the English language. And the maximum result is band 9, and it means the expert user. Through this picture, I'm going to describe the procedure of the Ielts exam test. Well, there is a given academic Ielts test and general training Ielts test. What are the differences between them? Academic Ielts test is for the people who are going to study postgraduate level in English-speaking countries. But general training is for the people who are going to work or study at the lower grades of the universities and schools. Well, listening lasts 30 minutes, and academic reading and both general training reading lasts 60 minutes. And 60 minutes are given for the writing task to write 2 tasks. And speaking lasts from 11 minutes till 14 minutes. Well, starting from the listening subtest, it lasts approximately 30 minutes plus 10 minutes to transfer our answers to the answer sheet. And there are 40 questions, and there are given types of questions from multiple choice to short answer questions. Well, there are 4 sections, and section 1 is about a conversation between 2 people. It's usually about filling a form, and section 2 is about monologue. One person speaks about daily activities, and section 3 is about a conversation up to 4 people, and section 4 is about a monologue on an academic subject. It's usually about lectures, academic lectures. And the listening test is assessed by the skills. Our second subtest is reading. It lasts 60 minutes and no transfer time. It means we don't have any extra time to transfer our answers to an answer sheet. And there are 40 questions in 3 sections. Types of questions ranges from multiple choice to table completion. And academic reading texts are authentic and taken from books, journals, magazines, and scientific materials. And texts range from descriptive and factual to discursive and analytical. General training reading test, it's somehow different from academic one, and section 1, section 2, and section 3 contains one longer, more complex text. Well, reading test is assessed through these skills: reading for main ideas, reading for detail, and others. Writing test, it also lasts about 60 minutes for 2 tasks, task 1 and task 2. Candidates are required to write at least 150 words for task 1 and 250 words for task 2 essay. Well, in academic writing, task 1 presents a table, graph, chart, or diagram, and candidates must describe and explain data through numbers, figures, and through complex sentences. In task 2, we should write an essay on global topics. For example, global warming is one of the famous topics in IELTS task 2 essays. Well, response for both tasks should be written in a formal style. It means informal words or sentences are not considered in IELTS exam test. General training is somehow different from IELTS academic writing test, and in some contexts we are given letters. For example, complaint letter. We should complain about some situation, we should give our comment, we should describe the situation in general training test. Well, writing test is assessed through these skills: content, organization of ideas, accuracy, vocabulary, and lexical resource, grammar. Well, the last subtest is speaking. It lasts about 11 to 14 minutes, and it's a face-to-face conversation and interview with an examiner. The speaking test is recorded, and it consists of 3 parts. In part 1, examiner asks a set of questions to calm down the candidate, and examiner confirms candidate identity and asks general questions on familiar topics, for example, home or hometown. In part 2, it's individual long turn. It's a 2-minute speech about global topics or everyday situations. For example, candidate is given a task card, cue card, it's called a cue card, and the candidate is given 1 minute to prepare and 2 minutes to talk about the card. Examiner then asks the candidate 1 or 2 questions on the same topic. And part 3 is a two-way discussion. It's related to part 2 topic-wise. And the examiner asks further questions related to topic on part 2. These questions can give the candidate an opportunity to discuss more abstract issues and ideas. Well, speaking test is assessed through these skills. According to these skills, a wide range of speaking skills is assessed, including ability to communicate, expressing the opinions, and others. Well, I gave you some general information about what's IELTS and its subtests: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. And it's now your turn to register and take your IELTS. Good luck!